Good after morning. Yeah. It's a nice headset you've got there, babe.
It's a very nice headset that you've got there, Graham.
Oh, I've got the news on screen. Get out of here. Nice. That is a beautiful headset. Anyway, welcome in to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham D. As well, do you know what? I can show you if fuck, pressing the wrong buttons. Fuck.
He's pressing all the wrong buttons.
There we go. We go. Distracted. At the very last second, I decided that, do you know what, babe? Pass me the headset over because we've got these brand new Astro headsets in the studio. Usually we have the headset stood on the stands over here because we don't really need them. The only thing we need it for is alerts and stuff, as you guys sub, which we usually see on one of the screens in front of us. But, you know, we announced yesterday that we are Astro partners. Astro are the official audio partner of Ice Cream Upload. So we thought, you know, we might as well start the stream with the headsets on today. And just because I can with these beautiful headsets, turn the headset sideways, get around the neck, look like a badass. Let's go.
Let's go.
But anyway, welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day, and I clearly can't tell where a camera is because alert, just checking their way. Not in this one.
Work here.
Not in this one. We're not. Yeah, none of that stuff's installed in the studios yet, and not for a little while. But yeah, yesterday I spent all day looking up there when we were on this camera, and now I'm spending my time looking down there, and we're up on this camera. Fuck it, I'll figure it out at some point soon.
One day.
But today
is not that day.
It's not the day. Welcome in. If you don't know who we are, as mentioned, and I'll show you once again on stream, I'm Graham. This is Bib. We're Ice Cream Uploads, and in true Ice Cream fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.
Ish. Quarter to 1.
Quarter to one. Not too bad. This will be a pretty rapid show. This one. We're not gonna keep talking for long because we do have quite a busy day ahead. Multiple meetings, multiple calls. So we're gonna try and keep up the pace. Not as much time to chat to you guys, which is a shame. But, you know, so it's good for the people that do watch on YouTube because the news will be a little bit more concise.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking about watching on YouTube, so we do go live on Twitch, but the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. So there is lots of places where people do watch and listen on demand. Nice. So please do feel free to get involved on behalf of those people because there's a lot of them. Do you know how many there is, babe?
Around about 130,000-ish.
Yeah, I think so. A few more. So yeah, please do feel free to get involved. We will give you the biggest, the best, the breaking stories in the world of video games. We'll give you our thoughts and impressions. We want to hear your thoughts and impressions. Then we want to hear your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. So please do feel free to get involved. And before we do, a reminder. This is where if I was at home, I would say type !Astro in the chat. But we are in the studio, so that's not been set up yet. But a reminder once again that we are Astro partners. We announced it yesterday. And do you know what? Massive love to the people in the communities around us. So yesterday, not only did we stream that live, the announcement, and then post it on social media, so many of you guys shared our messages. We put like 2 or 3 posts out across the course of the day yesterday, and you guys were sharing the crap out of those, which we massively appreciate. Shout out to the likes of Western Ham, who not only shared our posts, but co-streamed our announcements. So, we appeared on West Stream as we revealed it yesterday, and the same on Big Ham's stream as well. Big Ham took Bibby's job for a couple of minutes as well, which was nice to see.
Did a much better job.
So, yeah, massive appreciations to everyone that did get involved in sharing that. We appreciate it very much. As well as that exclamation mark insert coin. That one might work, because that one's been around for a little bit longer. We are part of the Coin Army, as well as being part of the Astro family. We are part of the Coin Army, and we do have a stream coming up. It's Graham.
Coin Army.
But yeah, we will be streaming in, I think it's just over 2 weeks-ish, and it will be May the 4th.
Oh, we said that we was going to do some Star Warsy stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do we reach out to Warner Brothers and see if they can try and hook us up with some... Is it online?
Warner Brothers?
Skywalker Sagas.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. Good point. I was thinking...
Battlefield.
Battlefront, yeah, that's what I was thinking, but...
And you need to find out whether or not it is online. I can't imagine it not being.
Don't know. Either way, we'll bring in some lightsabers.
Absolutely.
I'll bring in you sit there in Mandalorian helmet. I'll sit here with my Kylo Ren one on, Jobby.
Fantastic.
Let's go.
Well, we've got the in-ears now, haven't we? So...
Oh, beautiful.
You know what I mean?
AO3s all day. Let's go. Let's go. We've got Big Hamish, maybe. Bibby a bit quiet.
That'll be the first.
Not for me. Not for me.
I think we had this problem last week. I can just boost mine up a little bit. Oh, my.
Nice. Okay, while Bibby looks at tinkering with himself, what I will do in the meantime is just give you a run through of the stories. So
let's do it.
Basically, you might have seen, as we were joking about it the other day, ! Gamep ass in the chat, which is obviously. Do you know what? What are you doing all the way over there? Come here. Come on. Thank you. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Game Pass. I don't know what Bibby's doing there. It looked a bit suspicious. Let's go back. Game Pass. We were joking about it. I think maybe even yesterday, the fact that Xbox was tinkering with putting adverts. Putting adverts in their games, live adverts in their free-to-play games, and we're saying, "Oh, it's evil. Oh, I hate it." Ugh. No, we weren't saying that. We're saying, "Do you know? As long as it's done all right, that's
tastefully,
fine. That's fine." And then. We didn't actually say it, but we probably should have said it, that, you know what? PlayStation aren't doing this sort of shit. Well, it turns out they are. Turns out they actually are. I'm looking up there. You're over there again. Fuck. Turns out they actually are. So Sony is reportedly planning to put ads in PlayStation games. So you want to play games without any ads? Tough titties. This is the future. Elsewhere, we will look at Meta Quest. So if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's not some sort of sci-fi TV show, which is what I thought it would probably like Space Quest. No, Meta Quest was the Oculus Quest conference, best way to put it. Obviously, Meta being the new name for Facebook and the like. So their conference reveals that Ghostbusters VR, Resi 4, Mercenaries, and more are coming to the Quest VR. Elsewhere, God of War... what is he? Is he the director? There we go. Cory Barlog gives development update on God of War Ragnarok. So if you're wondering, do you know, it's been a while, still not seen it. Where is it? We'll give you an update. A new central trailer shows the extent of the game's customizations, options, and then finally, the Nintendo's Game Boy Advance emulator for Switch Online seemingly leaked.
Submitted by your brother.
Thank you, David. Yeah. Let's jump through the chat before we jump into the news. Lotus! Biggermeister. Thank you for the games last night. Also, last night's stream was actually really good. So not only did we get to play with Lotus, Nietzsche jumped in as well.
Seat sniffer.
We got to play with Nietzsche, but we also got to play with Merc. Mercenary Xbox for the first time. We got to play with Merc. It's been one of those kind of like flirty relationships.
Yeah.
Like
ships in the night.
Yeah, you want to play with me and I'll play with you, but neither of us wants to make the first step, because we're too cool for it and stuff. Anyway, we got to play with Merc last night, and Muse, who we've not played with for best part of a year, he jumped in as well, so that was nice. So
got some carousel of people.
Triple dubs on the way. Also, fun fact, Astro A40s, still my favourite headset.
Okay.
Astro A10s.
Yep.
Fucking awesome.
Fast becoming.
Yeah, for the price point, they are very, very close to
50
A40s.
sheets.
Yeah, exactly. And super noise cancelling. So if you put them on, suddenly you start speaking really loud. But you know what? One game, one win, 100% success rate. So basically, you buy yourself an Astro A10 headset using our code. You will never lose a game of PUBG ever again. Facts.
They need to put that on the front of the box, don't they? Like when there's a new film trailer coming out and they reference The Guardian, 4 stars.
Absolute cheat code, guaranteed dubs. I see you. JMK, welcome in, dude. Tito. Lakes in Mambo. Viewer number 5. Bounce, 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 bounce. One. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, we'll jump into some news. Let's jump into some news. Our first news story of the day is written by Tom Ivan at VGC, and it's the fact that Sony is reportedly planning to put ads in PlayStation games.
Ads?
Yeah, the person. From,
ads _plays?
Yeah, from the Discord. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
all over it, everywhere. Are we in a good spot for this article?
No, left-hand side.
We're in the wrong spot. Let me just move us over to the... Oh, fuck. That's never going to get old, is that?
It's never going to get old. I knew when I was putting it together that you would have absolutely loved it.
Yay! And we're back again.
By the way, I've got mine and Graham's voice coming through the headset. I can hear the echo, obviously, because I'm talking. I can hear myself in real life, and then obviously through the headset. It's not echoing for everybody else, all right? If anyone could just let us know, that would be fantastic. I don't think I'm coming through your microphone as well, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I can't quite tell because I've got the in-room sound.
Yeah,
it's difficult to say. Okay, let's jump through this article then. As mentioned, we will have to pick up the pace throughout this broadcast. Sony, go on, stick mine over there as well, just so we can keep them nice and shiny. Sony is also reportedly planning to put ads in PlayStation games. Microsoft is said to be exploring a similar move for free-to-play Xbox titles. So Sony Interactive Entertainment is reportedly planning to integrate advertisements in free-to-play games. According to a new Business Insider report, the move is designed to incentivize developers to continue making free-to-play titles by giving them a way to monetize them. It's claimed Sony hasn't yet decided if it will take a cut of ad revenue and that it could charge partners for data on consumer behavior in PlayStation games. The platform holder is said to be currently testing a software program that would allow developers to create in-game ads ahead of their planned introduction later this year. The goal is for ads to appear like they're part of the game. Like digital billboards in sports stadiums, the report claims. Formats could include ads that give viewers rewards for watching ads and promotions for in-game items like avatar skins, end quote. Business Insider recently reported that Microsoft is cooking up similar plans to put adverts in free-to-play games, which may not involve the Xbox maker taking a cut of ad revenue. Do you know, I'm going to go for this last bit as well, just because it has a little bit more context. Last summer, FIFA publisher Electronic Arts denied reports that it was planning to include in-game video ads in its console games. Quote, following incorrect reports suggesting we're looking to introduce TV-style commercials into our games, we wanted to clarify that in-game advertising for consoles is something we're currently not looking at or have signed any agreements to implement. There you go. We will leave it there. Jump back into the studio. Do want to mention, shout out to, once again, not a spawn. We just got gifted some stuff. Not even from these guys. We are eating arrogant chicken jerky, which was provided by Tito in the chat. Today, this smells fit as well.
It is, it's good.
This is Oriental recipe chicken jerky. Nice. So yeah, do feel free to check them out. Or not. We're not obliged or paid or sponsored or anything. We just like to eat stuff. But
let's eat stuff.
Sony is reportedly planning to put ads in PlayStation games. Obviously, naturally, I've gone full tabloid journalism with the discussing now on screen. Sony Adpocalypse-ish. What are your thoughts, babe?
Again, it comes back to the conversation that we had earlier on in the week. As long as it's done tastefully, I don't see a problem with it. The biggest problem that I think we've been faced with this and the case study that we had was it the UFC 4 game where during the fight and at the end of each round they would have a trailer for like The Boys or something like that? I can't remember what it was, but there was like an Amazon advert.
It was UFC, yeah. I think it was The Boys as well, actually. Good memory.
So I think this is something that's been tried and tested, but it didn't necessarily work out. Now, I can see why they would have done it, because that is quite authentic, really. Because if anyone's watched any sporting event, as soon as it gets to halftime or there's a small break, there's 1,000,001 adverts going through, especially like football. As soon as it hits the halftime whistle, they'll say, and we'll be back live shortly after this break. What comes up? A Bet365 or Ladbrokes or something like that, a Domino's Pizza
Bet
advert.
in play now.
Yeah, all those things happen in real life. So I can see why they wanted to try and make it a little bit more authentic. I can see that. I don't necessarily think that it's correct or the right thing to do, because you pay for your games to simulate the sport, not for the whole TV broadcast package. Like, you don't want to be, you don't want any ads intruding your entertainment. So I think that was a mistake. That wasn't done tastefully. However, the likes of you playing Watch Dogs, walking down the street, and then there'll be an advert for, I don't know, Vauxhall or whatever it is that's currently being shown on TV as an advert. Like, as long as it doesn't intrude your game and it's literally just walking down the street and it's like a flashboard and it's advertising something real life, I think that genuinely brings you into the real world. Like, it's a lot more, authentic.
It's realism.
Yeah,
like,
realism, that's the word I'm looking for.
Like, stuff that advertising is a realistic part of life. So getting rid of adverts could just be like, well, this feels a bit fake. And having that when it's there and it adds to realism, it not only generates revenue for the games, not only helps keep games free for the end users, but it also could add to the authenticity of a full broadcasting. Yeah. The issue with, obviously, UFC was the fact that they went, okay, halfway through the game, we'll put an advert that's 30 seconds long and you can't skip it.
Yeah.
And then, that was an accident. We didn't mean for it to be non-skippable.
Definitely an A/B test, 100%. Yeah. But like a boxing game or something like that, like boxing IRL, in the ring itself, they will have adverts in corner posts. They will have them on the ring ropes and stuff like that.
You watch football matches, 15 minutes in and 15 minutes before the end, you get tag pops up, sponsored by EA or whatever.
Yeah, so these things aren't necessarily already in our real life stuff. We may just be blind to them now because we see them all the time. Like I seen one yesterday, it still baffled me at the Etihad. They was doing that Abu Dhabi Expo 2020. And we're obviously in 2022, but it's been delayed for 2 years. I'm like, someone just left that there, but then it was a video ad that was running around the ad boards as well. So things like that, you probably come blind to, apart from when something just stands out and going, hold on a second, they've got the wrong date there.
I find it funny that they didn't change the like Euro 2020 kind of thing yet. In 2021, it's like
it is baffling. It is baffling.
Too much. There's so many things that's got 2020 written across the world. All this stuff that's been printed, all these mini footballs that are everywhere in the world. We can't change it now. It's like, okay, fair enough.
So again, I've got no objection with it, and it's the same conversation we had with the Microsoft stuff as well. I'm not just changing my tune kits on a PlayStation, and obviously someone will want to call me mainly Tito, being a Sony fanboy. But again, as long as it's done tastefully, he's just mentioned himself there. It's already in the NBA 2K games. The halftime show is sponsored by Gatorade, or play of the game sponsored by whatever.
Yeah, I
included
think
there.
I wouldn't mind. Like, say if we did in football games, like in real life football games, we see it on Sky, and people go, yeah, but what if you paid for a full price game and then you get an ad bits popping up? Surely that's bad. And it's like, yeah, but you pay full price and then some for football on TV in real life, and you still see sponsored by EA, sponsored by this, that, and the other, or whatever. You always get the Ford adverts before the actual thing comes on, but yet you've paid for Sky. So it's acceptable in one genre and medium, but not in another.
It's funny because on Pro Evo, me and you was actively over the moon and thrilled at the fact that we had real life ad boards within Pro Evo in our modded Master League. So again, as long as it's done tastefully. I mean, Football Manager already do it. When you boot a Football Manager, it pops up and says, this game supports in-game advertising. Do you want to be directly advertised to, or would you like something generic? That's an option as soon as you boot into Football Manager, because as soon as it goes to the 3D replays or the 3D match engine, around the outside, it might be adverts for War Child or whatever it is that they have as their main sponsor, but then that will change, maybe not throughout the match, but it will change on a game-by-game basis. The ad boards are all completely different. So subconsciously, it's already there and it's already in your video games. I just think, again, it needs to be authentic. It doesn't need to be intrusive. But I think it's a good element to have, especially for indie games. If indie games, hopefully they won't be made, it won't be built around the fact that they could potentially get money from advertising, because that will defeat the object.
That kind of defeats the object for an indie game as well, because indie games are usually built with passion, and not just my passion is earning money.
Yeah, just blank canvases everywhere for someone to be able to try and inject some money into the game. So again, the A/B testing has already been done, like we said, with UFC and the likes of NBA and stuff. But for open world games, Jumbo Ash with the raid of 88 people.
Hey.
Absolute legend. Thank you so much, mate. We very much appreciate that.
Ash, Ten Hag, what we're saying?
Eric Ten Honk.
To be fair, Ash has been like a big fan of Ten Hag before everyone else had even knew who Ten Hag. I remember being sat in Ash's streams probably 6 months ago. It might have been more, might have been less. And I remember him going, do you know what United needs? Someone like a Ten Hag. And I remember people like, who?
Well,
it's a fucking oracle. Ash knows his shit.
Here's a fact for you. Here's a fun fact for you, Graham. I'm sure you was in the office when this got told last week.
I was off last week.
Oh, okay. So this might be new news to you. Officially now, this is the first time in history that both Manchester managers are bald. About both Manchester clubs managers are bald. There's a little fact for you.
Fuck, it's like old school PES games when you'd get your pre-season games. You'd get Glee Pilati, which was a team made of bald players, and then you'd get the Lefties, which is a team made out of left-footed players.
So yeah, we've got we've got two bald managers in Manchester now. But yeah, Eric Ten Hag is hopefully he'll continue the steady path of decline. But
Eric Ten Menhag. Let's go. Eric Ten Shags me. Irish guy, welcome in. He was streaming FIFA 22. God damn it.
Yeah,
the API is still
dead.
blocked. Fuck. 2 versions of games then. Ad-free, costing an extra 20 quid compared to games.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, surely not.
Nah.
They'll just release one version of the game. They'll make it free to play, but they'll get you money elsewhere. I mean, it might not necessarily end up with you spending any money in the game. If they're getting money from adverts, it could just be that there is hyperlinks somewhere. If you're playing a console game, I don't know how they would do it. It might just be the advertising part of it. They won't have any bit.lys or anything like that you can click on. But in terms of advertising within the game, again, as long as it's done tastefully, I keep on feeling like a broken record, but we'll obviously end up rounding this conversation up in a second. But as long as it's done tastefully and it's not intrusive in your game whatsoever, and there isn't ads just popping up as you're walking down the street and you have to press circle to get rid of it or whatever, then I think it might be good. It might make the games a lot more authentic, especially within sports games, open world games. It'll be interesting to see, like I said, with Watch Dogs, if you're walking down Piccadilly Circus or whatever, and then there's just giant ad boards everywhere. That'll be pretty sic. I don't know if there is ad boards in Piccadilly Circus. I have no idea.
Tito said, the moment I get pop-up ads, that's when I'll be pissed. I think that's what it is. It's the natural stuff. Also, I'm not a Sony fanboy or out, but when I heard that Xbox were talking about this last week, it sounded like the worst thing in the world. And now I've heard PlayStation thinking about it. It actually seems pretty reasonable and balanced to me. Yeah. For those that don't know, Tito's a big fan of Xbox, so naturally pulling his pecker. This time didn't pay for it either. Sky G, welcome in, dude. I've seen a bunch of follows as well.
Yeah.
Nike, Irish Guy, Danny Zaguna, Jumbo Grace, Bunsy Bun, Red Evil Dylan? Is that what it says? Red Devil Dylan? Oh, there we go.
Red Evil Dylan.
It's fucking yes. I've just done one of my own over. God damn.
Gamp ass.
Dylan, exclamation mark UTD in the chat. It'll make you feel better. David C, thank you very much for dropping in as well with a follow. Appreciate that very much. For those of you that have come over from Asher Stream, I'm Graham. This is Bib. We do a daily podcast, which is what we're recording right now. This is The Scoop. We talk about video games news, and we're talking about the fact that Sony is looking at ways to introduce advertising in games that are free to play to try and make it a bit more subtle. So if we were in a video game room, rather than just like, boop, buy this stuff, it'd be on the screens behind us and you'd subtly see it. And that sort of real world sort of advertising in video games. And yeah, basically, we feel, do you know what? It's not too bad. I mean, I'd rather have something, I'd rather see posters and billboards on walls and streets. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, fuck, let me zoom out a little bit. Boom. So, like, this was a street, this was a wall. I'd rather these posters be actual posters for fucking Stormzy's new album or something like that or whatever than just in-game crap and then have pop-up adverts. I'll take that all day. Yes, please. Hopefully like 80s movies. Remember seeing Coca-Cola and Rolexes everywhere. Yeah, exactly. What was it? As long as it's not Minority Report, where you're walking down the road and it scans your eye and then an advert just fucking pops up in front of you like, get the fuck out of my face. They've actually developed tech to have the ability to place ads in films dynamically. By that I mean, in a digital version of a film this week, it could be for Coke, but next week they could have Pepsi ads. It's clever stuff. It means in the future ads would still be relevant. See, I love the idea of that, but I also kind of feel like I want to see that kind of Tab from fucking Summit from 1985. Yeah. I mean, Tab, for those people that are dropping in from Asher Stream that are clearly younger than me and Bibby, obviously, naturally.
I don't know. David, 1991.
Oh,
the man's 30 years old. Man of culture.
David knows a Tab. Good lad, David. So, yeah, a Tab wasn't just something on the keyboard. It's not one of them. It was a drink. It was basically a shit Coke. It doesn't exist, as you'd expect, because it's a shit Coke. But there you go.
But it's like Coke and McDonald's are two of the biggest companies in the world. They genuinely don't need to advertise, but they're advertised everywhere. It's just, I'll never understand it. Like, who doesn't know what Coke is and who doesn't know what McDonald's is? They advertise everywhere.
I remember having this conversation. It was in my degree. One of my head lecturers kind of saying, and he was like, when do you stop? Like, are they successful because they maintain the status quo with their advertising, or are they successful anyway and they're just wasting money on advertising? Because nobody anywhere. He's like, he was saying, I remember going on some trail walk thing, and he's like going through a rainforest, this dirty, crappy track or whatever, and then literally about 2 miles into just nothing was a dude sat on a seat with a Coca-Cola fridge selling bottles of Coca-Cola, like in the middle of the jungle. His job is just to get up, walk 4 hours into the jungle, and then sell bottles of Coke to passers-by because they're knackered. Yeah, pasty white guy, do you want a bottle of Coke? Fuck yes, please. Give me 2 of those.
I just had to Google it to make sure that what I was about to say was right, but Demolition Man, like Taco Bell is their like main thing to eat in it. Like it's completely random, but
Taco Bell winning the franchise wars.
Yeah, like it would never happen in real life. But I do love Taco Bell, but it would never.
Supreme, yes, please.
It would never. If you're putting up against all the other fast food industries, I don't think it would. Probably most people's top 5, but
nah.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Five Guys didn't exist back then. Honestly, Demolition Man, you've missed it. You've Slim Chickens at the Trafford Centre.
Next week.
Anyone, it's not even just Trafford Centre. There's one in the Arndale now as well. So is
it actually open now?
Yeah. If you're in Manchester, Trafford Centre or Arndale, and you've not tried Slim Chickens, imagine. Do you know like when you go to KFC and sometimes it's fucking good, but a lot of the times it's like it's just ratted, dry pieces of scattered chicken. Slim Chickens is your good KFC, but better all the time.
It's like the Five Guys is a better McDonald's, and I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
It's way more expensive, but
worth it.
Absolutely
worth it. I actually like ads in films and games. If it's subtle, it makes the world feel more real. Seeing real products. God knows what he's saying.
Should we get him in?
Yeah. You should, do you know what? Got your space
We can make
here.
you room. You can even have some arrogant chicken as well while you're at it.
Yeah, bit of chicken jerky. Yeah. So that one, we'll move on from that one now. So that was the first story of the day. Sony is reportedly looking at putting ads in games. They're not necessarily going for it just yet, but they're investigating whether it is something that they want to run with. We'll jump into our next story, though, and this is about Meta Quest. If anyone doesn't know what that is, Meta is Facebook. Quest is Oculus Quest. So the Meta Quest is the hardware, and we're jumping into wrong one. This one. We're jumping into an update. There was a conference showcase thing happening yesterday.
Something
that we knew all about completely.
Something.
Five Guys milkshakes. Oh,
I agree. Oh mate, the malted wheat and Oreo mix.
I remember going to the Trafford Centre and they have something. It's like, add bacon to your milkshake, and I was like, I fucking love a milkshake and I love bacon. Not sure about that. My mate Nathan was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Is it good?
Yeah.
I just can't see it.
It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it really added to it either.
Yeah.
It was kind of like but why?
Yeah, the malted wheat. Obviously, malted wheat. It just tastes like Malteser or Shreddies or something like that. It's fantastic.
It's like malted milk biscuits. That's what it tastes like.
Not as stale as them. They was open for about 3 weeks.
They were open for about 3 months before that 3 weeks as well. So yeah, let's go. Okay. Anyway, this article says Meta Quest reveals Ghostbusters VR, Resi 4 Mercenaries, and more. This is written by Tom Ivan at VGC. The tagline says Among Us, Cities VR, and Beat Saber also featured during Meta Quest Gaming Showcase. So Meta used its second annual Quest Gaming Showcase to reveal a new Ghostbusters game and a Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries update, among other titles. Mark Zuckerberg closed out Wednesday evening's event by announcing Ghostbusters VR for Meta Quest 2. Developed by InDreams and published by Sony Pictures Virtual Reality, the game sees players setting up a Ghostbusters HQ in San Francisco and is playable solo or in 4-player co-op. Quote, track, blast, and trap ghosts in gripping encounters by wielding iconic equipment, reads the blurb, accompanying the reveal trailer, which is viewable above. Might as well hit place on him.
Yeah, it took time to load in. I wanted to hit it ages ago.
Continue the Ghostbusters legacy, protect the city from fiendish ghosts, and experience all the humour and frights from the beloved franchise. End quote. Resident Evil 4, which became the fastest-selling game in Quest history, when it released in October 2021, has today received a free update introducing wave-based game mode, The Mercenaries. It includes 4 unique maps, leaderboards, a customizable roster of heroes and villains, and 20 made-for-VR challenges. I'm going to keep scanning down. Elsewhere in the showcase, it was announced that city-building game Cities VR will be released for Quest 2 in April. Moss Book 2 is coming to Quest this summer. Among Us VR will arrive before the end of 2022. Other reveals included NFL Pro Era, the first officially licensed NFL game for VR, Red Matter 2, Aspire 2, Beat Saber Electronic Mixtape, and the debut trailer for The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution. All of them will basically be released within the next year.
Awesome.
Do you know, genuinely happy with this. Did not know this was coming at all. Facebook, the most widely used social network in the entire world, released a showcase for their own hardware, and I had no idea about it. Did not know this was coming at all. I work in the video games industry. We deliver a video games news podcast. didn't know this was coming.
No, but obviously this is the first opportunity that we're able to even give this kind of information away. But I love world building like this city stuff that we're showing on here. Big fan of Theme Hospital, Theme Park. I haven't really played 2 Point Hospital, if I'm being honest, but all the world building stuff. I did play City Skyline, the original one, on Samantha's laptop way back when that first came out. So I'm not sure necessarily how this might be in VR. I think it'll look cool from the top, but looks a little bit finicky, if I'm being honest. But that isn't the kind of game that I want to play on it. Beat Saber, however, is. Love a bit of Beat Saber. Absolutely bollocks after playing it for about 25 minutes. Being the bigger guy that I am. Make sure this is muted because this definitely will have copyright music in there. But look how fast it goes.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm all right at Beat Saber as well, as Bibby can vouch. I was like, fucking, yeah. But nope,
like
not in a million years am I doing. What the fuck? I can't even look at it, let alone hit it.
You see, when it's stuff like that, I can't play it. But Guitar Hero, throw stuff at me that fast, I'll be able to play it dead easy. But no.
To be fair, I watched Bibby at Arcade Club in Bury, and when it started going, he cowered like the things were going to hit him. He was like,
lying on the floor. I can't do it, Graham. I can't do it, Graham.
Make it stop.
But I don't know why this is taking forever to load in.
It's because rather than having YouTube videos, VGC have decided to embed the videos in their own server stuff. And why? What? Just use a YouTube video. God damn. Put it on your own YouTube channel.
But it means that they don't have ads,
clicks.
which is great.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
This is a cool concept. I don't know how well it'll be though. Like sports games in VR, I don't necessarily think that they are going to be great.
It does actually look better than I expected. Like obviously
really
watching Cities VR, you could tell the low polygon cars and stuff like that. This actually looks pretty high fidelity. Obviously, it's the grass and stuff, and you can tell it's not like watching full on, say, like a Madden NFL PS5 trailer. It's not to that level, but it's better than I expected it to look. And that's one of the biggest things for me is the lack of immersion that comes from being stood in Super Mario 3. It's like, yeah, well, this doesn't look like a real world. This tree's green and like when things look more realistic, that's when the hype comes in for me. So, yeah. Speaking about hype, Bib.
Yes.
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
The biggest selling game for Oculus Quest ever. Update. Mercenaries. It sounds like a horde sort of mode. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Mercenaries mode has been in Resident Evil since Resident Evil 3, I think, was the first one that it got included with. Resident Evil 4 obviously took it a little bit further.
Someone's called Hunk.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
So yeah, this is a cool concept. I mean, it basically is just hard mode. There's going to be loads of zombies coming at you. You got to try and kill as many as you can. You have to go and collect some stuff that may increase your time. You have to kill people and get headshots that may increase some time and things like that. It's okay in Mercenaries mode. It's not something that I'm actively wanting to be able to. Big head mode. I haven't seen big head mode in any game since PlayStation 2.
Is this a PS2?
Yeah. Which is great. But yeah, I mean, it's free content. You can't argue with free content. A Mercenaries mode, I know a lot of people obviously get excited for with any Resident Evil game, so that's pretty cool. Among Us VR, I feel like this is too little too late. I mean, Among Us is still massive, but I feel like Among Us has missed the boat.
I feel like it's a game for Among Us fans.
Yeah.
It's like, you got a VR and you like Among Us, there you go. Everyone else is like, okay, I've been there, done that kind of thing.
Yeah, it took too long for it to come out. It had its lockdown, boom. It had its 15 minutes of fame. I don't think people are clamoring for Among Us VR, or it may get another spike when Among Us 2 comes out, if it ever comes out. This has me interest, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners.
Does it show you like gameplay?
I hope so.
Quality? Because if it's just a trailer, like, that looks badass, but is that what it's going to look like in game? Oh, there we go.
This looks cool.
Well, come on, open the door, because it looks a bit House of the Dead-ish to me here.
The House of the Dead remake got really good reviews, by the way.
Oh, dude, you fell off the roof.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you got a revolver on all these people. Oh, you are shit out of luck.
Chainsaw.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. But that's definitely the kind of thing that I'll be stubbing my toe on in the front room. You know what I mean? The whole room would have to be bubble wrapped for me to be able to play a game like that.
Well, David says, of all the sports that would suit VR, I'm surprised no one's made a darts game yet.
Remember that on the Wii?
Do you know the reason why they've not made a darts game? Because 100%, like about 7 out of 10 darts thrown are not going to be at the dartboard. It's going to be seen if you can throw it at the dude in the audience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They had PDC darts on the Wii, and that was a pretty good game. You had to hold it like a dart. That was pretty good.
I wonder how many Wii nunchucks just got lobbed around. We both. Oh, fuck.
But yeah, again, more games coming through here. To say that this the Oculus Quest 2 was a wireless system, the amount of power that they've actually being shown here is unbelievable. Obviously, you can plug it into your PC as far as I'm aware, so you can maybe have a bit more power in there, play some of the Steam games. But for the games that you can download straight from the store, the power is unreal.
Seems like a decent showcase. There's a good wide selection of games, a few heavy hitters in there as well to carry it. The one that was interesting for me was there was a game that was that developed by In Dreams and published by Sony Pictures Virtual Reality. It was the Ghostbusters one.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the trailer for that?
No.
It looks quite cool.
I looked at little bits of it.
The art style's interesting.
This has got to be one that crosses over into PSVR. The fact that it's been published by Sony Pictures Virtual Reality, it's a Sony brand. Obviously, Sony Pictures, I assume, own the license to the movies as well as the game publishing as well. You got to feel this. If PSVR 2 was out already, this would be on that now. Instead, it will launch on Quest, and then when PSVR 2 comes out, it'll absolutely be ported over to that platform.
Yeah, I mean, the art style looks interesting. It wouldn't, of all the art styles that were available, I don't think that this would have been one that comes to mind if I was to look at a Ghostbusters game. But again, I don't know if it's a limitation thing and they don't want it to look realistic.
Yeah. But it kind of feels like Ghostbusters cartoon meets Fortnite. That's kind of what
it looks like it's using the Unreal Engine. Yeah, absolutely. Which, why not? It might be something that they can move over to Unreal 5. I mean, it's obviously he didn't say that he was using Unreal there. It just looks like that kind of engine. But yeah, I mean, the games that were shown there, if you've got an Oculus 2, I think you're up for a very expensive, half-decent experience.
Do you know, I think a lot of VR fans will probably enjoy that. Kane says, I like VR. Beat Saber needs new content. And that end bit that Kane's just said then, Beat Saber needs new content. But I think VR needs new content. It just hasn't. And not that it's a fault, it's a growing industry, but I want it to grow faster and be bigger than it is because I want VR. I just can't justify an investment in terms of time, space, resources, money, whatever, yet until there's more. So seeing this, we've got a few headline titles plus some stuff for longer-term VR players. Big fan. More of that,
you've only got like 5 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes left. Do you want me to continue the rest of the show, or shall we hold them for tomorrow?
What we on? I mean, you could still, you could jump into one of the other stories, maybe too.
Shall we just do the Cory Barlog one because it's fresh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you know, I'll have time for this one. Okay, next story. This one is written by Joshua Robertson at The Gamer. It says, Cory Barlog gives development update on God of War Ragnarok. So we've already established that Xbox's advertising stuff in game is pants compared to PlayStation's. Okay. Obviously. Now, that's a joke, obviously. Chill out. God of War Ragnarok, one of the biggest expected releases for the PS5. We now have an update. Let me just move the pip position. I'm just going to move us over to the... And we're back again. Oh, sponsors. Ah, fuck. Yeah, we're back again. So the team at Santa Monica is heads down and hard at work. So God of War 2018 is 4 years old as of today, and the game's director, I know, madness, absolute madness. And the game's director, I remember Craig being sat in here with like full-on Kratos face paint and everything, played the first couple of hours of it. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? It's like, that's my chair, drags me out the seat. Bye! So Cory Barlog has thanked fans for their continued support. Barlog has also given us a small development update on the status of God of War Ragnarok, claiming that the reason why we've heard so little about the game is that everybody at Santa Monica Studio is heads down and hard at work. He also describes his team as perfectionists, possibly insinuating that the majority of the work on the game is done, and that's just a case of polishing up what they already have. As for when we'll be able to see more of the game, love a good polish. As for when we'll be able to... He's taking. As for when we'll we'll be able to see more of the game in action, Barlog claims that there are a bunch of exciting things that are just not ready to be shown. However, Barlog also explains that the very second that we have something that we're ready to share, we're going to share it. With God of War Ragnarok still expected to drop at some point in 2022 and still no word on a potential release date, fans have started to worry that God of War Ragnarok will follow other large titles like Breath of the Wild 2 and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and slip into 2023. While Barlog's comments don't do much to dissuade those fears, at least we know that the team is still working hard on Kratos and Atreus' next outing.
You don't need to read the bottom bit. It's just Jason Schreier saying
stuff.
It doesn't think it's going to be delayed.
So there you go. God of War Ragnarok. Nothing to do with Thor Ragnarok.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Piss off, Ghost.
Could have done with a bit of Karg in this. That would have been fantastic. But I love this.
But I didn't print enough pamphlets, so not enough people came, except my mum
and her boyfriend.
Who I hate.
Fantastic. Best character in the MCU, Karg.
Oh, fucking amazing.
But yeah, I love this. I love the little updates because you can start to see people getting a little bit antsy and a bit itchy. Is this going to get moved? It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if it did. Again, it will always be quality over quantity. If you can get it out as fast as possible, make sure that the quality is there. So if it does end up slipping, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. But I like these little update videos, Graham. It's something that doesn't get utilised enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
They're usually met with negative feedback because they don't tend to. They're so infrequent and they have long periods of time in between them, but I do think they work well to taper people's expectation, especially if you put in a face to the words that are being said rather than it just being a press statement.
Graham finishing early, nothing new here. Fuck you!
I know, they always come for you, the chat. I don't understand why.
Damn.
But when people put a face to the words that usually get put in a press release, I always think it goes down a little bit better. So the fact that there's someone that Cory Barlog has come out and said, you know what, they are still hard at work here. They've got the Reds down. They are perfectionists. They want it to be the best game that they could potentially have it be. Just wait a little bit longer. I don't see there's anything wrong with that. I think this is fantastic news.
It's funny because I don't entirely know the God of War community, but other communities, if a developer posts a video like that, some communities are like, fuck yeah, we got an update. Love you guys. You're amazing. Other ones go, fucking don't care. Give me the game. What is this? Why are you talking to me about bullshit?
The amount of time that you've wasted making this video could be spent to complete the game.
Yes, because the person filming this and the person talking to the camera is the lead developer. Yeah, in the coding.
That's how it works.
Shit. Yeah, it's great. Also, just realised as well that the name Ragnarok, that is, I can see the headlines. If the game is shit, Ragnarekt. If the game is amazing, Ragnaroks, and if the game is middle ground, it'll just be Ragnarok, but the O and the K at the end will be capitalised. Ragnarok. Fucking, there you go. Chris Scullion, Andy Robinson, anyone else? VGC, Jordan Midler, VGC guys, I got you, boys.
TM.
I got you, homie. Do you know what I don't have though?
Time to finish the rest of this podcast.
Yes, so I'm going to disembark. Thank you very much. I love you guys. But for now, I am going to take a piece of...
They're your two in there. You take them.
Okay.
You go, mate. Have a nice time. Yeah, take your laptop.
I almost left without it, but I need it. So.
I'm not going anywhere, just Graham. Well, if Hamish, if you're in the chat and you want to put yourself in, feel free. There's a seat open for you now, my friend.
Stay frosty.
So yeah, we've got 2 news stories left for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a weird now because I'm not in the centre of the screen. It's going to throw my perspective right off. So if I move this over slightly. For you audio listeners, this is going to send you under a little bit, but it's what we do. Just so I can roll over a little bit. My back is still fucked. I've got a very, very, very small hot water bottle on my back here. Just to try and ease the pain a little bit. There we go. A little bit more centre. Still a little bit more centre. Fantastic. It's Grahamish time. It's Bibbish. There we go. It's not directly in the centre. I would have to be here, so I'm looking directly in the camera, but this is as far as my camera's going to go. And you don't want to be listening to me for much longer, so we'll try and get through the news. We still have 2 news articles for you guys. If I can bring them up on the screen, that would be a fantastic start. We'll do the Saints Row 1. And then we'll finish on some Nintendo news just for you guys. So let's go to console frame. Oh. A wild Graham has appeared.
Do you know what? I just thought, sod my actual job. I'm going to come back and finish the podcast because you guys mean more to me than anything else does. And not because the meeting has been pushed back for 30 minutes.
Hey, you're going to have to move everything back over again because I did move everything so that was a little bit more centre because it was sending me under being that far apart. The work experience bar is gone. Fire him.
I'm back. Haha.
So, obviously your laptop's there. Do you want me to read the news articles and then I can throw it to you instead?
Yeah.
Does that work? Fantastic. All right, so written on Eurogamer by Victoria Kennedy, she states that the new Saints Row game trailer shows the extent of the game's customization options. You do you. Now, before we get into this,
Yes.
does Asim work now at Deep Silver? Was it Deep Silver or was it Koch?
Is it like he works for Koch, which owns Deep Silver. So technically, Mr. T, hey, how you doing?
Little shout out there for Mr. T. Anyway, moving into the main body of the article. Remember last week when I told you publisher Deep Silver were its developer violation showcase about customizations coming in the Saints Row reboot? Well, it's here, and boy, has it delivered. Let's put it this way. When the Saints Row team said the customization will cover all aspects of the player choices in the game, that's in speech marks, by the way, they really meant it. There is a video that's playing here, but I will skip past it. We'll go back to it at the end, just because I want to read the rest of this and I don't know what's coming. Everything from your teeth to your car's horn can be made just the way you want it. You fancy some fangs, Graham?
Yes.
Well, you can have them in the game now.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. You want to roll up to a job with a car that sounds like a clownmobile?
Yes.
I mean, each to their own, but that's what you want to do, then you sure can do it. After all, the customization doesn't stop there. Your weapons will also have their own makeover. From colours and patterns to all-out refits, there are a number of weird and wonderful ways to make your Saints Row experience truly unique. You can even disguise your rifle as an umbrella, a la Penguin from Batman. Or, if that's not subtle enough, why not make your rocket launcher look like a guitar case? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you, Graham?
Exactly. This is, you know.
It will be a minor gun. You see that? You see that? You see that? There's a little music joke for you there. In fact, there are so many customization options, I feel a tad overwhelmed. But even if I am feeling that way now, I do love how inclusive it is. The in-depth character creator includes everything from birthmarks to prosthetics, meaning that there's plenty of room for players to make a character as an individual or as personal as they desire.
Just as soon as there's a natural break there, I'm going to just jump in because I didn't want to interrupt you mid-flow. But I'm glad that we've got a base level for guitar puns now. Get back in the room. Let's go.
I did enjoy that, to be fair. I did enjoy that. You can now check out the trailer for yourself below. Now, this is 5 minutes long. Obviously, this isn't going to be staying on the screen for the next 5 minutes. It looks like, well, we're going to have to wait 15 seconds for an ad to play anyway, so that's fantastic. But Graham, Saints Row, are you looking forward to playing it when it comes out? Are you a Saints Row fan? Was you a Saints Row or was you a GTA or was you both?
Both. That said, I played bits of 2 and 3, and we worked on 4. So I played bits of 4. I didn't play all the way through 4 because it was one of those situations that it was the first game that I'd worked on that I'd wanted to play, and then naturally because you work on it, you know the storyline and how it finishes. That I was like, I don't play whatever. So I played a bunch of 4.
4's good.
Some of the Get Out of Hell stuff as well that came with it. But yeah, Saints Row 1, fucking that was only a purchase because it looks like GTA. It's like Wish.com GTA.
Yeah.
That's what Saints Row 1 was. Obviously, Saints Row after that went, fuck it, let's just go. Blah!
They could never go toe to toe with Grand Theft Auto, which
makes
is
absolute sense.
Yeah, they made the absolute right decision. I will go Saints Row 1 over GTA 4 any day of the week because there wasn't that far apart from each other. But I remember playing Saints Row and then playing GTA 4, and I was like, GTA 4 sucks. Like GTA 4 would be great if the driving was half decent, but it wasn't. It was terrible. But GTA 1 was unbelievable. They're on a golf course. There's golf confirmed. There we go. There's Bibby's character. Oh, he's swinging into action. Let's go.
Baby. Put it back down. God damn.
So yeah, I mean this is a bit. Obviously, this is just showing all the customization stuff. It isn't showing really that much gameplay or anything. But I'm seriously looking forward to this. It was when Joseph was born. I bought Saints Row 4 on my Nintendo Switch, and I played a hell of a lot of it. on that. Really enjoyed it. So do I think it's time for a new Saints Row? Absolutely. This reboot is probably coming at the right time. Completely different direction than the older ones were going in, just as batshit crazy. So yeah, I'm seriously looking forward to this. The customization stuff doesn't really do that much for me because I just try and make myself in the game anyway.
There was a lot of negativity around this Saints Row game. People were like, the trailers didn't show enough. I'm not sure. Is this really what I want? Well, I don't know. But I feel like Saints Row, it's just always had... Nice. I feel like it's always had some negativity because people wanted that GTA alike. Yeah. People didn't want it to be something stupid. And they just, as we said then, you can't take on the brand and copy it like for like with lesser budgets, lesser strength, lesser history and prestige, and expect to win. You can't.
And money.
Yeah, exactly.
Grand Theft Auto is an absolute Goliath. There's a reason why Grand Theft Auto 5 is still in the charts to this very day. It's because it's an absolute Goliath of a game. We're taking out the RP section of it. People are still playing GTA Online. So if you're going toe-to-toe with Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar, then Deep Silver don't really have... they don't have the facilities for that, big man.
Look at like the depth of the customization as well. Not just the characters, but now we're seeing it with cars and stuff like that. It looks fucking badass.
It does. I can't wait. Hopefully we get to see day one online co-op, because this is definitely a game that I'd love to be able to
spend
get.
hours just mooching around, full on absolute spitting image of me and you just mooching
Absolutely.
around.
That's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can have all the customization options in the world, but as long as it's got a ginger comb over.
Fucking Back to the Future. Let's go, baby.
And I can make my guy have tits, then we're all good.
See, I mean, what I will say is Saints Row has had some missteps. So they get a lot of hate because people want GTA. Well, if you want GTA, play GTA. So that's unfair hate. They did not help themselves by, like, obviously some people liked how funny they went with Saints Row 2, and then more with 3, and then went extreme kind of thing with 4. So people were like, okay, that's a bit too much. So I can understand why people are like, okay, too far. I get it. But then they went to Agents of Mayhem, which we played on the stream. And you've probably never seen any clips or videos for it from that stream, because it wasn't a great game. It was not a good game at all. That said, this is the next game after Agents of Mayhem in the Saints Row universe, and this looks good. Agents of Mayhem, nope. This, yes. Even having played the last game and hated it, I would definitely jump in and play this game. So that shows how big a stride forward they've taken with this, or at least it does for me anyway. Speaking about strides forward and big, JMK says, come on, give us another pun. Then we'll have a treble of puns for the guitars. I like how he's just plucked that one out of there.
Again, fantastic. Appreciate that.
Nice. So, yeah, beautiful. Saints Row trailer shows the extent of the game's customization options. You do you. I do like the fact that you can do you. I mean, they always show you something stupid in either the news articles or within the trailers to show you the extent. And I believe at one point in that I saw neon teeth, pretty much. Yeah. Like, probably not going to have that. But if I can, I've got like a mole somewhere. I can't remember where it is. It's hidden.
How did you not know it's on your face?
It's hidden by my beard now.
Okay,
so I don't
fantastic.
see it anymore. But like, say if I could put it might even just be like a beauty spot sort of thing, not to the level of mole or whatever. I think it's here. But anyway, if I could put that on, get my little beard fade going on and my side part, any kind of stuff. If I can do that, fucking yes, please. Full on self-representation, digital self-image, like residual self-image, Matrix styley.
Maybe they may be able to do stuff like what you can do on WWE 2K now, where you can put your own logos in. Do I want to be rolling around in an ICU hoodie?
Right.
Fuck yeah!
Get ICU jerseys, names and numbers on the back. Let's go.
Let's do it. And then go and tear shit up.
You fucking die. Yeah.
But Graham, we've got one article left for today.
We do.
Submitted by your brother.
Thank you very much, David.
Do you want to go ahead and read this one?
I will. This one is written by, and I always get this guy's name wrong. I don't know if it's Gach, Gach, Gacha. Ethan at Kotaku says Nintendo's Game Boy Advance emulator for Switch Online seemingly leaks. So the retro library, lost that, too many L's in there. I'll start again. The retro library for Nintendo Switch Online might be getting beefed up any day now. Game Boy and Game Boy Advance emulators for the service developed by Nintendo have apparently leaked online, and it looks like a long list of games, including Mario Kart, Golden Sun, and Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, have been tested on it. Twitter user Trash Bandicoot, tweeted today that 4 files leaked on 4chan earlier in the day, which included emulators in development by Nintendo Europe Research and Development. Nerd.
Fantastic.
I hope they did that on purpose.
Yeah, I do too.
The first, called Hioyo, is for the Game Boy. The second, Sloop, is for the Game Boy Advance. And according to Trash Bandicoot, the first one had a T in it. Trash Bandicoot. This one says Trash Bandicoot. Which one is it?
It's Trash Bandicoot.
Okay, well.
Is it? Because I don't know if you can see the tweets on
the first one was right. The second one isn't. So Trash Bandicoot, not Bandicoot.
Yeah.
God damn it, Mr. Gach. So mate. So according to Trash Bandicoot, both emulators are buggy but functional, and the leaked files contain screenshots of the games being tested on the Switch. Another Twitter account, Rat Gall Hunter, went further and started tweeting actual camera footage of the emulators booting up and running on Switch. That account no longer exists, though their recent tweets can still be viewed through the Wayback Machine. They've been Nintendo'd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nintendo'd. A member of Pokemon and Gaming Leaks account, Leaks, told Kotaku the emulator only worked on a Switch dev kit and shared footage of the emulator running Golden Sun via another member who goes by John Leaks. John Leaks.
What's the name?
According to Twitter user Mondo Mega, the files show that tons of Game Boy Advance games have been tested on the emulator. While that doesn't mean any of them are guaranteed to come in the future, the list includes the likes of The Legend of Zelda. Is it the Minish Cap? The Minish Cap? Never heard of that one.
Cap.
There you go. Metroid Fusion, Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, and Mega Man Battle Network 2. Weirdest of all, the apparent leak includes references to easy flash cartridges, the testing files. The storage devices have long been used in retro homebrew and regarded by Nintendo as vectors of piracy of its games. Nintendo internally acknowledging easy flash cartridges makes this leak feel off to me, tweeted developer and YouTuber Modern Vintage Gamer.
What a guy,
I don't
by the
think
way.
Nintendo developed it at all if it's real. So, what again?
Modern Vintage Gamer. If anyone's not watched any of his stuff on YouTube, he does the most technical deep dives of any video game console game or whatever. But he's a programmer himself, so he literally knows everything inside out. His stuff is fantastic.
GG's.
So I believe him.
According to data miner Oatmeal Dome, however,
There's been some gamer tags in this, hasn't there?
God damn.
It's some wild gamer tags in this.
And also leaked by Banana Hammock Shoestring. See, I could have read that. Nobody would have known any different. However, the leaked Game Boy Advance emulator is being developed by Nerd in collaboration with Panasonic Vietnam. Oatmeal Dome also shared a screenshot of a .git file showing the image of an easy flash cart was added by a Nintendo employee. Nintendo did not immediately respond for a request for comment. Rumors, stuff, Nate for hate, Nintendo Life, and stuff. Bib,
Yes.
this is one more for you than for
Absolutely.
me. Game Boy Advance emulator for Switch. Online seemingly leaks. What are your thoughts?
I think this is amazing. The Game Boy collection, the Game Boy Advance collection, whichever one. I mean, they put them all together, let's be honest. Every time you go to Wikipedia or you go to any other... you okay? Oh, it's that one. That's mine.
Get off then.
Yeah, all the Game Boys were put together, whether or not it was the Advance, the original, the colour, whatever, that was all tied together. But the game collection was outstanding. Those games that were invented on those cartridges that have long since gone on to create massive franchises and games that are still being created today. Shout out to Pokemon and obviously Zelda, Kirby, Mario, all these other games that started 34 years ago that are still going today, Tetris and all that. So the games that they're showing in here, like Sonic Pinball and stuff, I remember playing Sonic Pinball. That was an interesting experience. It wasn't quite Sonic Spinball, if I'm being honest, but if they can bring out a Pokemon trading card game from the Game Boy Color, I would sign up to that because that was an amazing. Did you ever play it?
No, I watched you stream it though.
That was an amazing game.
Did you see the discussion now? Bibby's a Game Boy.
That's what this is going for me tomorrow.
Not sure if you realise, but every time you go from the web page to the studio room camera, the audio volume goes down for a second.
Yes.
That's OBS transition stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think there's actually a way to turn that off.
There isn't. And I'll tell you for why, Graham. When we're using Wavelink, that's always active in the background. But when you're using OBS and everything's plugged in separately, it reloads the sources whenever you move from each scene, which is highly annoying, but it's unfortunately what we have to deal with when we're putting everything in manually.
I did see someone with a Twitter thread talking about that the other week, saying, God damn it, we're in 2022. How can OBS not change scenes without losing your own? Like, welcome back into the studios. We're in another scene again. Damn it.
It's a little bit annoying, but I mean, it still works. It's only a very brief second. That's why we've ended up getting this mega PC, so the lag is. When we used to use the transition on the old one, it used to say it should take milliseconds, and it took about 3 seconds. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass if it ever worked. But yeah, coming back to this, then the retro stuff, I cannot see this all being dumped online on the very same day. This will be drip fed stuff like we have had for the last 3 years, I think, that we've had Nintendo online, whether or not it was the SNES games or now the Mega Drive games or the N64 games, all that stuff. You'll probably get 3 or 4 games every month. They are not going to dump like 400 games at one time unless they charge you for that.
It's a silly function, like you say, unless it's like unlocking the Netflix library. It's a silly function because it's like, oh, you're paying for something and you want regular access to games. I say it's a silly function. It's not. There are two business models. One of them is Netflix, which is there's everything you've never seen before. Go and watch it, and it go, oh. But then other people go, okay, I've seen all that shit. Yeah. So then you go, okay, well, here's something. We've got Ryan Reynolds' film this Friday. There's a film with The Rock the Friday after, and there's something else the Friday
comedy
after,
special
and
next Thursday or whatever. But.
So yeah, I think for Nintendo don't tend to be there's everything, fill your boots. Nintendo tend to be like okay, here's one game and 12 other shit games, and then you can chew on those for a couple of weeks, and then here's another game, plus a few more shit games. It
is a crying shame, but if you get to play, you don't even get to cherry pick the games that you want to play, and I'm telling you now, have a look at the Game Boy library. It's a sight to behold, and you will be in awe of all the games that are available on there, but you will be in awe for about 4 months trying to work out what you want to play first.
Just that. Oh,
there's just so much to be able to try and drip feed to you. I don't think it would work. I feel like they might want to be able to charge you like an extra £3 or something to be able to unlock the library. That would make so much more sense.
Not gonna play it, mate.
Yeah,
I don't play anything other than PUBG anyway. So
I know. What about if they brought PUBG out on the Switch, but the PUBG mobile version, would that tear you away from the console version?
Yes and no. Would it take me away from the console version? No. Would it make me play it when I wasn't at the console? Yes. Yes.
You and Danielle are having a film night.
just like, can you hear that noise? And I'm like, no. It's the plane flying in. Where are we dropping, boys?
But yeah, this is definitely aimed at a specific type of person or a different type of people. Me being included in one of those, I just don't see how their collection would work in terms of them trying to drip feed it, because it would not be an interesting couple of months, I think, because they're going to release decent games for a couple of months, and then like games with gold, now it feels like they've exhausted all of the good games, and now they're just coming to the tier 3 of games that were going for £3 on the marketplace, but they couldn't shift, so now they're putting them to games with gold. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's not my problem to try and sell it to anyone, so do what you want, guys.
Be interesting to see like if they ever get to that Game Pass sort of mentality, because putting all the systems and so on and having them behind sort of like paywalls, but then doing it with the modern stuff.
Nintendo are not that forward thinking.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mean until like day and date release, but I mean like same generation, maybe like Nintendo. At this rate, the Switch is going to be out for 25 years before they get to the Switch 2. I wonder if they're like year 1 games, they'll ever go, do you know what? We'll put 12 games behind the Nintendo Switch, like almost like PlayStation Classics. PlayStation don't give you their big games until we got until we got PS5, and then they went, oh yeah, here's a bunch of games. Part of that was strategy. Hey, do you want to play Horizon Zero Dawn? Nice. Forbidden West is coming out in a couple of months, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to play God of War? Yeah, it's great. Ragnarok is coming out eventually, you know. So it's
I can't. Do you know what? I'm going to say no, and I'll tell you for why, Graham.
Nintendo.
Yes, that's point one. Point two is that their games hold value. You still cannot pick up a copy of Breath of the Wild for less than 45 quid.
You've got to
Even
admire
secondhand.
them. It's fucking horrible, Nintendo tax, but you've got to admire them. Like, just having the brass cojones to stand there and go, this game, £72.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I'm going to wait for it to come down in sale. All right. And Nintendo stood there like, nice, like Nintendo's like stood there in his nice suit day one. You come back a couple of months later, it's just been stood there, his suit's all withered and stuff. He's not made a single sale. It's like, okay, is it, how much is it? £72.
Yeah, no. I think the most you'll ever see a discount on the games like that is like
£70.
You're like 5 to 8 quid off. Like, but we all love them and we end up buying them and they will still continue to be bought.
Yeah,
like it's
most
ridiculous.
of the brands will be stood there while the suit's a bit tatty. They've not fed for a couple of weeks now. They're like, do you know what? Fuck it. Okay, it's 50 quid, 40 quid. Do you want for 30 quid? Okay, we'll do you 25 quid today only. Nice.
5.
Whereas Nintendo's like, no, 72 pounds. But they've done it for long enough. People go, okay, well, I might as well spend 72 quid.
People understand this though, buying into the generation, don't they? Like, everybody knows that Nintendo games keep their resale value, whether or not it's a first party game, whether or not it's like a third party game. Sometimes they can go down in price by quite a bit, but they tend to hold the price. Any Switch game, but their Switch category, their Switch library now is quite stacked. There is a lot of games. Like if you go to Game, you could probably get 3 for 2 in a lot of them, but there'll be games that you would definitely be able to get on your PlayStation and your Xbox already. So yeah, it's a tough one. I don't think they'll ever give their first party stuff away. It's far, unless they charge you £80 a month, because that's how they know they're going to get the money back. There is no way that they're ever going to do it.
I mean, that's the thing that makes me think. People always go, will we ever see Game Pass on Nintendo Switch? And I'm like, what? They don't sell their games for less than £1 million each. So letting you have access to something that you're paying that someone else takes a revenue share of. Nintendo, it sounds like a good deal for Nintendo, but Nintendo are like, don't think so.
They'll put the price up to £20 and they'll take £10.
No, they'll put the price up to 40 quid and they'll take 20 quid. They'll put it up to 40 and like, we'll take 36.
Regardless, they'll take you 50% of whatever price that you decide to put it out for.
We'll take 50% and then we'll take 50% of your 50%. This is Nintendo tax.
But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. I can't see a way that they're ever going to be able to put all of these Game Boy and Game Boy Advance on. Fair enough. The SNES library was pretty rich and pretty stacked, but it was nothing compared to what the Game Boy library is. So how they tried to drip feed that out, or they tried to give them games to the consumers, I have no idea what's going to make sense to them.
Yeah. Just have a little bit of F-Zero, please. A little bit of Super Mario World 3. Nice. I might even start using my Switch again. Who knows? I probably won't. Let's be honest.
No PUBG, no party.
Nah, exactly. Get out of here.
Speaking of getting out of here.
Yeah. I want to shout out as well. Jumbo Ash for pushing us over 3,100 followers now. We've passed 3,100 after that raid because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 brand new followers off that. So appreciate that, Ash.
Legend.
Love you. See, this is what United fans do for you. City fans, don't see it.
Not enough of them, that's why. I'm not saying that as a City fan.
Yeah, give it 10 years.
Well outnumbered.
Give it 10 years. And it's like, give it 10 years.
Half on your own fucking stadium, mate.
But we are done. Appreciate you all dropping in. If you missed the stories, I'll give you a quick recap. First of all, we started off by Sony clearly listened to Microsoft. Mm-hmm. Microsoft said that we want to advertise in games, and Sony said, do you know what, that's bullshit, but we'll just do it better. so yeah, Sony have taken Microsoft's... no, Sony is reportedly planning to put ads in PlayStation games, so that is on banners, on TVs, or whatever in the background stuff. Fucking take there the fucking...
Stream Deck kicking right off.
In-game stealth advertising, which is hopefully going to be a good thing. It all depends on execution. Xbox have already said they're looking at it. Sony has said they're looking at it too. Hopefully they both do it well. Meta, aka Facebook, and the Oculus Quest have revealed a bunch of new games in their latest showcase. Looking pretty good as well, actually. God of War development team, aka the leader, director, Cory Barlog, has given an update on the game. Said that it's all right, mate, yeah. It's not delayed. It's not delayed. It just is.
It's just somewhere.
Yeah. Saints Row looks badass with tons of customization options and the Game Boy Advance emulators that have been made by Team Nerd. That's the Nintendo Entertainment Recycling doorsteps.
Yes.
Nice.
Close.
They have been leaked. Unlucky, or at least that's what the rumors say. They've been seemingly leaked. That's the news for today. For now, though, we are going to disappear. Stick around, though, because we're going to drop a raid on one of our friends. It's always nice to pass on a little bit of love to one of our friends. And not only do we get to help their stream, we all drop in. We all go, all right, mate, yeah, nice one.
Oh, sound, mate, yeah.
Drop in some ice cream uploads, emotes, or whatever emotes you've got that just say, right, mate. But also, you know, you get extra sprinkles. So if you want to stick around in our channel, we have sprinkles, which is our channel points. You can make me wear a level 3 helmet when I'm playing PUBG. You can become a mod on the channel if you stick around for long enough. You can get a sub paid for by us if you stick around for long enough. It does take some time, obviously, because, you know, cash and that. But yeah, do feel free to stick around for a raid because you get extra sprinkles that helps with whatever you want to do with them. So yeah, we are going to drop a raid, but before we do...
Yes.
Anything you want to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for today's scoop. Whether or not you've helped supply us with the video game news to talk about, or you just drop in and you want to give us a follow, we very much appreciate that.
Speaking of giving follows, let me just also shout out KF Gaming, who dropped a follow when I said Jumbo Ash just pushed us over the 3,100.
Legendary behaviour.
Nice.
You'll love to see it. But if you want to help shape the remaining show from this week, for this week, there is 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, if you're watching this on any of our on-demand services, go to the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there for you. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
10 a.m. Ish. Update on next week's content, by the way. Bibby is off next week, so I said that there will be no stream on Tuesday and Wednesday because one man running studio, clipping all content and stuff. There will also not be a stream on Monday because I completely forgot. It's my sister's graduation and I'm at that. So there will be no scoop on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday next week. So only a 2-scoop week next week, which should make the shows pretty tasty because all of the news builds up and we cover it on the days. We'll see.
We'll get an asset for you out on Monday so you guys know what to expect from the week anyway.
Yeah, there will still be gameplay on Wednesday and Saturday. I'm assuming you're not using this.
There will probably be some ad hoc stuff from me. I just genuinely don't know when because I'm going to be out for most of the day. Most of the days.
We'll just get a Bibby like a.
Absolutely, yeah. Just in front of a green screen. So
maybe
sometime.
Got Buzz Dev Peep. Blow me kisses. Ooh, he loves it. He loves it. He loves it, the lad. Okay, we are going to disappear. Thank you. Appreciate everyone for dropping in. Thank you very much for the raid, Jumbo Ash, and the followers that have decided to commit to Team ICU today. We appreciate you all. Until next time, have yourselves a beautiful day.
And stay frosty.